so excited that you could join me tonight for another cozy evening, opening up some Pokemon trading cards. For tonight's unboxing, I am extra excited about this because it is something I honestly did not think I would actually come across and get my hands on. But as luck would have it, Hot Topic came in for the win, and I managed to nab one of these Prismatic Evolution premium figure collection boxes. Yay! This box is filled with so many fun goodies. We have some pins and, of course, the little figures and card sleeves, as well as two gorgeous promo cards of Espeon and Umbreon. And it includes a whopping 11 packs, wow, of Prismatic for us to open together. Yay! So far in my Prismatic collection journey, I have only actually gotten 3 full arts, and they were all trainer cards. There are 2 Eries and 1, totally blanking out on his name, Larry. How could I forget Larry? So I'm really hoping that tonight we can get an actual Pokemon for once. It would be nice. So we'll see if the evolution gods are shining down on us. And I invite you to sit back, relax, close your eyes if you like. Close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. Get cozy, curl up under a blanket or 2, and get ready for some tingles. Lily, hello, ASMR. Before we begin, let's learn a little bit more about this collection box. Espeon and Umbreon shine as 𝓔𝓪𝓻𝓭 EX. The Sun Pokemon and the Moon-led Pokemon combine powers to bring dazzling treasures to your collection. Appearing as stellar Pokemon EX, Espeon and Umbreon sparkle brightly with attacks that disrupts your opponent's strategy. These etched foil promo cards are joined by a display-ready figure showing both of these EV evolutions, looking focused and fierce, plus a collectible enamel pin and a full set of card sleeves for your next deck. Then get ready to find even more surprises inside booster packs from the special 𝓔𝓪𝓻𝓭
we also receive this really fun enamel pin featuring the little duel. This will definitely be going on my backpack that I picked up at Worlds this past year in Anaheim. We also receive these beautiful card sleeves. It's a little hard to make out on the camera, but they have a beautiful kind of holographic shimmer to them. Oh, that's so cool. I love it. And of course, we receive our two gorgeous promo cards. Let's take a closer look at them. Starting off, we have the beautiful Espeon, our Psychic Evolution friend. I love the design that they did for these cards. They have the classic kind of rainbow border, but the coolest part is actually the outline of the Pokemon itself has this beautiful gold shimmer to it. So you can really make that out. Oh, it's so fun. And of course, we have our lovely Umbreon EX. Unfortunately, it looks like the centering on this card is a little bit top heavy, but that is okay because I do not plan on actually selling these. They're going in my collection. Oh, this is so fun. I love all the really subtle, like, colorful details in the Terra versions of these cards. And, of course, we cannot forget the 11 packs of Prismatic Evolutions that we get with this set. Let's start the evening with this pack that features the classic trio of Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon. I did not do a very good job opening this. Here's your first QR code of the evening. One energy to the front, and we begin the night with a holographic water energy. Awesome. This is going straight into my Misty's Gyarados deck. I only actually use 6 energy in that deck, so I've been trying to fill it out with holographic ones. We kick off the night with a lovely Riolu. I've always loved the art on this card. It's so pretty. I just love the way that they did the sunset colors and the little tiny swirl around his hand as he does his quick attack. We have a supporter card, the Friends in Paldea. This is a supporter card that lets you draw 3 cards. Always handy. We have a Lopunny up next. The Lopunny on this card is seen in a beautiful winterscape. I've always loved the tiny little details that the artist put of these little red berries to kind of contrast against the beautiful blue pinkish snow behind. looks like this little mountainous area, and there's a tiny cabin back there too. It's a fun little detail. Walucha. We have the item card 𝓔𝓺𝓾𝓲𝓽. It looks like a little smart watch, but has like a GPS coordinate navigation on it. The Techno Radar reads, you can only use this card if you discard another card from your hand, and you get to search your deck for up to 2 future Pokemon. Reveal them and put them into your hand. We have the Stadium Festival grounds. This stadium reads, each Pokemon that has any energy attached, both yours and your opponent's, recovers from all special conditions and cannot be affected by any special conditions. Oh, we got our first Pokeball of the evening, and it's a Badoo. Nice. Badoo, Badoo, Badoo. This might actually be my favorite Pokeball that I've pulled so far. Badoo is very handy in the game because of his special Itchy Pollen attack. It does 10 damage, but it costs no energy, and during your opponent's next turn, they are not allowed to play any item cards from their hands. I love the hollow effect on this as well. It works very well with all the detailed flowers behind the lovely little Badoo there. So fun. We have a reverse hollow Litleo up next. He is looking very confident as he prowls the Sahara. And for our first rare of the evening, we have a Blood Moon Ursaluna sweeping at us in front of the full Blood Moon. The Blood Moon Ursaluna has an ability called Battle Hardened, which reads, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may attach up to 2 basic fighting energy cards from your hand to this Pokemon. Very fun. Let's get these guys nice and sleeved up. Our lovely little Leo. And our beautiful Pokeball Badoo. Oh, I love him. Put him up here for the Pokeball area. And we cannot forget our foil water energy. Yay. I find that when there is a foil energy on the top, there's usually a Pokeball or Master Ball in the actual pack. But maybe correlation doesn't actually equal causation. It just seems to be a pattern I've noticed. Moving on to pack number 2. Another one featuring our classic trio.
holds true, and if there is a Pokeball or Master Ball in this pack.
First up, there is a cute little Dusclops. It looks like he's trying to warm his hands by an invisible fire.
And it's so cute.
I love all the little will-o-wisps that are surrounding him.
He is actually a very useful Pokemon too, because of his Cursed Blast attack.
We have a tiny little Hippopotas up next. Hippopotas, who is lounging in a very sandy desert scene. I feel like I've actually not gotten too many of him, even though he's a common card, which is kind of funny. We have a Houndour up next. Houndour, who is seen here sniffing a little acorn on the ground.
He looks very concerned about it though, or suspicious.
We have a lovely little Spritzee up next. Spritzee, who matches my nail polish today. I love that the background flowers have a very soft, faded feel to them. Has kind of like this beautiful haze behind her, and a lovely little fence made of hearts. So cute. We have a supporter card, Janine's Secret Art. She is good for poison decks because she lets you choose up to 2 of your dark Pokemon, and you get, for each of those Pokemon, you can search your deck for a basic dark energy card to attach to. However, if you attach energy to your active Pokemon this way, it is now poisoned. Which actually pairs well with a couple of the cards because they do more damage, I believe, if they are poisoned. We have a Bronzong up next. Bronzong, hovering his way at dusk. We have another 𝓔𝓺𝓾𝓲𝓾 card. 𝓔𝓺𝓾𝓲𝓾. Whoa! We have an A-Spec card. Nice. I don't know if I've actually pulled this one yet, so that'll be cool if I haven't. It is the Pokemon Duel Sparkling Crystal. A-Specs are fun because you can only play one of them in your deck, so you have to choose wisely which one to use. This one in particular reads, when the Terra Pokemon this card is attached to uses an attack, the attack costs 1 less energy. This is actually an essential card for the Evolution decks, or most of the Terra decks do. So that is a very good one to pull. Hey, and there's the Pokeball. I swear there's an order to how they pack the packs. This Pokeball is on the adorable Hoot Hoot. I love Hoot Hoot. He's so cute. In this particular card, he is peeking his way out of some leaves and I want to say like maybe hydrangeas. I need to get better at identifying my flowers. So fun. The leaves and flowers work very well with the Pokeball pattern too. And for our rare card, we have a Monkidori. I feel like I've been getting a lot of good playable cards so far, which usually doesn't happen. The Monkidori is a very used Pokemon because of his 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭 attack or ability, which lets you move
really sure what to expect this evening because Prismatic is also known as Dramatic Evolutions because the hit rates are usually terrible. So let's see if we can keep this ball rolling with some more fun cards. Our third QR code of the evening. Energy to the front. And we have a non-hollow metal energy. Metal energy. We have an adorable little 𝓔𝓵𝓻 up first. Floating her way through a field of flowers and cotton. I love how there's this little tiny wheelbarrow off in the back as well there. So cute. Our little cotton puff friend. We have another lovely lit Leo up next. The more a lit Leo drains its body and spirit by battling mighty enemies, the hotter its mane will grow. Next up, we have the evolved form of the 𝓔𝓵𝓻 we found earlier, the 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭. 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭 is a very useful card as well because of his recon directive ability. It lets you, once per turn, look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand, but you must put the other onto the bottom of your deck. We have a mighty 𝓔𝓺𝓾𝓲𝓽 up next. I've also always loved the art on this card because it has such a soft pastel feel to it. It just feels so serene for such a giant metal creature. We have another 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭 swooping into battle. 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭. He features one attack, the Rising Tackle, which does 10 damage, and if your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX, it does an additional 50 damage. We have our third Techno Radar of the evening. We have the supporter trainer Carmine. She's actually pretty useful too because she lets you actually use her during your first turn if you are going first, which normally you cannot play any trainer card or supporter cards on your first turn. And she lets you discard your hand and draw 5 new ones. Dusclops up next. Dusclops.
As I mentioned before, his Cursed Blast ability is extremely useful because at any point during your turn, you can put 5 damage counters on one of your Pokemon or one of your opponent's Pokemon. But if you do that, this guy gets knocked out. However, it is usually more useful to evolve him into his next form because then you get to put 13 damage counters, I believe, on either 12 or 13 on the opponent's Pokemon. We have another lovely Hippopotas. It's kind of funny because he has just a classic tackle attack, but it does a whopping 70 damage. However, it actually costs 1, 2, 3 energy to use, which is a lot for a basic Pokemon. We have another adorable Houndour up next. It uses different kinds of cries for communicating with others of its kind and for pursuing its prey. We have another fun supporter card, the Briar card. This is actually a very interesting card. It is very situational, but can be very powerful if used correctly. Briar reads, you can use this card only if your opponent has exactly 2 prize cards remaining. And during this turn, if your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack used by your Terra Pokemon, you get to take an additional prize. We have a lovely little 𝓔𝓺𝓾𝓬𝓬𝓮 up next. 𝓔𝓺𝓾𝓬𝓬. He is doing a little dance in the rain as it drizzles down from above. We have a Pokemon tool up next, the Binding Mochi. This is another card
lovely Executor. I always love how peaceful and happy that this Executor looks in this little like mangrove river. He looks like he's just having such a relaxing afternoon. We have a new supporter card that is actually very playable as well. The Crispin card. Seen here holding his frying pan. Crispin lets you search your deck for up to 2 basic energies of different types, and you get to put one into your hand and attach the other to a Pokemon. This works very well in evolution decks as well as for getting the dark energy from your deck to a Monkey Dory. We have a Screamtail up next. I always feel like the Screamtail looks like a Jigglypuff that's wearing a very long, silly hat. The Screamtail was very useful in Gardevoir decks because of his Roaring Scream attack. However, I believe that he is rotating out soon. We have another variation of the Black Belt's training up next. In this variation, he is standing and training at the base of the mountain. It looks like there's a super long staircase that's behind him, leading up to the top as well. The Black Belt's training cards are kind of fun too because they read, during this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon do 40 more damage to your opponent's active EX Pokemon. For our next reverse hollow, we have the Pupitar. Launching his way across the mountainside. Its shell is as hard as bedrock, and it is also very strong. Its thrashing can topple a mountain. And for our final card at the back, we have a Dusknoir. Yeah, so it is 13 damage counters. So the Dusknoir is the evolved form of Dusclops and has the same Cursed Blast ability, but this time you get to put 13 damage counters on any opponent's Pokemon and knock this guy out. It's extremely useful. Our Pupitar. And our Black Belt's training. Well, we are halfway through our packs now. Let's see who is hiding inside pack number 6. Here's your QR code. Our energy to the front. And some tabbies for good luck. We begin this pack with a red hot fire energy. Thought it was hollow, but it is just shiny. We have the Pokemon tool, a Hunbonberry. Hunbonberry.
for dragon decks because it reads, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is damaged by an attack from your opponent's dragon Pokemon, it takes 60 less damage. So I guess it's actually not very useful because you have to be hoping you're playing against like a Dragon Ball deck. Oh, we have an adorable little Noibat up next. He's so cute. He is relaxing in the treetops and munching down on a little berry right there. Looks so cozy. I love Noibats. Next up, we have the non-hollow version of Black Belt's training. We have another very playable card up next, the 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭. The reason the 𝓔𝓔𝓻 is useful is because of his Fan Call ability, which lets you, during your first turn, you can search your deck for up to 3 normal Pokemon with 100 HP or less and add them to your hand. He works very well in combination with the Dunsparces, but you do have to get him in your hand on the first turn or else he is basically useless. Following the 𝓔𝓔𝓻, we have a Pyroar. Mighty, mighty Pyroar. In a classic Lion King style pose. The mane of a male Pyroar heats up to over 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit during battle. Merely approaching it will cause severe burns. Man, I swear I'm just getting all the playable cards tonight, which is very cool. I usually don't get that. We have the Buddy Puffin up next. Buddy. This is an essential card for most decks because it lets you search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less and put them directly onto your bench. Following the Buddy Puffin, we have a lovely Seaking, leaping her way out of the river. The Seaking works well with the Festival Grounds stadium that we pulled earlier, because if you have Festival Grounds in play, then the Seaking gets to attack twice. Very deadly. For our first reverse hollow, we have a Cybermaniac's Code Breaking. I love how she has this like cool little key around her neck. That's a fun little necklace. This card lets you search your deck for 2 cards, shuffle your deck, and then put those 2 cards on top in any order. Oh. For our second reverse hollow, we have the Okidogi. Nice. It's always nice to get a rare reverse hollow because they're a little bit harder to hit, I feel like. Okidogi is a ruffian with short temper. It can pulverize anything by swinging around the chain on its neck. And for our rare card of the pack, we have a Fluttermane. Fluttermane's kind of an interesting card too, because of its ability, Midnight Fluttering. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, then your opponent's active Pokemon has no abilities except for Midnight Fluttering. Our Fluttermane. cards to lucky number 7. Let's see who's hiding inside.
I'm actually also shocked that we have not gotten any evolution cards. Surprising.
QR code. Oh, this feels like a textured card, so I think it might be hollow. And it is. We have a beautiful hollow grass energy. Grass. What Pokeball or Master Ball do you think will be in this pack? Let's find out. Starting us off, we have an adorable Slowpoke. I always found the art on this card so interesting because it is just so drastically different from most of the other cards in this set. It has a very cartoony feel with the strong black ink lines, which really make this Slowpoke pop out of the frame. We have another Hippopotas up next. It shrouds itself in sand to ward off germs. It travels easily through the sands of the desert. Hey, we have our first Eevee card of the night. Only 7 packs in. I always feel like this Eevee in particular is just kind of sitting in front of the Swiss Alps. It has just such a fun feel to the card. Beautiful. I want to go on a hike with the Eevee. We have another Splitzy. A scent pouch with this Pokemon's body allows it to create various scents. A change in its diet will alter the fragrance it produces. Oh. We have the lovely 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭 up next. Do you pronounce it 𝓔𝓺𝓻 or 𝓔𝓺𝓻? It probably is 𝓔𝓺𝓻. This card was actually done by one of my favorite artists, 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭, who did the Phoebus and Milotic in Surging Sparks, the illustration mirrors. We have another Janine's Secret Art. Our local neighborhood ninja. We have another Bronzong, hovering his way through the field. It brought rains by opening portals to another world. It was revered as a bringer of plentiful harvests. For our first reverse hollow of the pack, we have the lovely Larvitar. He looks so cute. He's just rushing his way, maybe running away in excitement. Oh, we got a reverse hollow Eevee in this pack. Reverse hollow Eevee. That has no Master Ball or Pokeball. Guess my theory is incorrect. And hey, there's our evolution. We have our first evolution of the evening, the Vaporeon. Lovely Vaporeon swimming her way through a coral reef. It lives close to water
Look how terrible the centering is on this. It's like super thick up there and really tiny.
We have another grass energy to start us off. Green grass. And to go with that grass energy, we have the lovely cottony. It shoots cotton from its body to protect itself. If it gets caught up in hurricane-strength winds, it can get sent to the other side of the earth. Oh no! Poor little cottony. We have another 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭. The more a 𝓔𝓺𝓻 drains its body and spirit by battling mighty enemies, the hotter its mane will grow. We have another 𝓔𝓺𝓾𝓲𝓽. This Pokemon stores up energy in its lungs, then shoots it out. It takes care of Dreepy and battles alongside them until they're all grown up. Oh, that's so sweet. We have a lovely little 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭. Its metal body is durable, but prone to retaining heat. It vents this heat from the slits in its tail. We have another 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭 up next. The roaring scream attack that I mentioned earlier is interesting because it lets you do 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each damage counter on the Scream Tail. Which, if you apply like their tools, that will increase their HP. And you combine that with 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭's ability, which will attach energy and also damage the Scream Tail. It can be very deadly, very fast. We have the Ogre's Mask up next. Ogre's Mask. This is an Ogerpon specific item, and it's a little bit confusing how they word it, but basically you get to choose any Ogerpon in your discard pile and switch it with your current EX Ogerpon, but you have to keep all attached cards, damage counters, and special conditions in play on the one you switched into. Here's that festival grounds stadium. That works well with the Goldines, also with the Applin decks. For our first reverse hollow of this pack, we have another Splitsy, who features a fairy wind attack for 20 damage. For our next reverse hollow, we have a Professor's Research, featuring Professor Elm. He looks so awkwardly waving his, just like waving at us as we walk by. He has a very tiny lab as well, but it looks like it's in a very nice mountainous location. Oh. Well, we finally got a full art, and it's the same full art that I pulled a couple packs ago. So now I have two trainer full arts of both Eerie and Larry's skill figures. That's just my luck. There are like so many full arts that you could get in this set, and I keep getting the same two. It is still a fun card. He lets you discard your hand and search your nice. I feel like we've been getting a pretty good variety of cards this evening. Sometimes we don't get, we get a lot of repeats, especially with smaller sets like Prismatic. We have the Execute card next. Our lovely egg friends chilling out outside of a house in the front lawn. Using telepathy, only fellow Execute can pick up on. They always form a cluster of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To go with our full art Larry skill, we have his regular version. I feel like he's looking a little bit more confident in this one, whereas in the full art he's looking a little bit more exhausted. We have another Dunsparce up next. Dunsparce. I've always found it fascinating that they actually describe him as a land snake Pokemon, because he totally looks like a wasp to me. He even has like the little wings and the stinger on the bottom. We have another Crispin supporter trainer card. Crispin. And another Bronzong. The Bronzong has 1 attack, heavy impact for 50 damage. There's our 6th 𝓔𝓺𝓾𝓲𝓽 of the evening. One more and I will be correct with my prediction. For our first reverse hollow, we have a Groudon. The Groudon is seen here with his claws out in front of a very volcanic looking area, it seems. It's cool. This legendary Pokemon is said to represent the land. It went to sleep after dueling 𝓔𝓺𝓾𝓲𝓾𝓲𝓾𝓲𝓾𝓲𝓾𝓲𝓾𝓲𝓾𝓲𝓾𝓲. For our next reverse hollow, we have a Dusclops. Dusclops' true form is said to be a bright red eye burning within its body, but no one has ever seen such a thing. grass energy. Interesting. Green grass. We have another adorable 3B. It has a habit of biting at 𝓔𝓵𝓻, even though it doesn't feed on them. This is said to be vestigial of behavior from when 𝓔𝓵 was alive. I think the 𝓔𝓵s are like a ghost dragon. We have a lovely milk tank up next. Taking a nice stroll through the autumn leaves. I love how like golden orange they made all the trees. It really reminds me of like the Northeast and New England. We have another 𝓔𝓺𝓼𝓼. It has the particular power of being able to see emotions such as joy and rage in the form of waves. That's really cool. To go with all of these birdseas that we've been finding, we have their evolved version, the 𝓔𝓺𝓼𝓸𝓻𝓭. It's such a beautiful garden that she is dancing in. There's some roses and daisies and lavender, it looks like. I'm sure it smells amazing. We have another of our good friend, Crispin. We have a spunky little shaman up next. I've always loved the coloration of her mohawk. It's just very fun, like kind of lime green. It's very punk feeling. It can dissolve toxins in the air to instantly transform ruined land into a lush field of flowers. Very cool. We have the supporter card, Professor Taro's Scenario, which is actually a pretty useful card too. He lets you put one of your Pokemon in play back into your hand, but you have to discard all the cards that were attached to it. We have a reverse hollow of Roaring Moon. The Roaring Moon has
the sandy beachside.
It is born deep underground. It can't emerge until it has entirely consumed the soil around it. We have a 𝓔𝓪𝓻𝓭 next. It uses different kinds of cries for communicating with others of its kind and for pursuing its prey.
Our box has been filled with 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭 this evening. The 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭 does also feature an attack called Will-O-Wisp, which does 50 damage.
We have a Great Tusk up next.
Actually, I think this might be the first one we've gotten of the evening. He is rampaging his way through a very pretty looking field, actually. The trees are a very vibrant, like scarlet color. Very cool looking.
Sightings of this Pokemon have occurred in recent years. The name Great Tusk was taken from a creature listed
in a certain book.
Whoa.
We have another very useful card that is about to rotate out in March. The Professor Sada's Vitality.
This card lets you choose up to 2 of your ancient Pokemon and attach a basic energy
from your discard to each of them. Then you get to draw an additional 3 cards. Very handy in Raging Bolt decks.
We have another 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭.
It races around the world to purify fouled water.
It dashes away with the north wind. We have another Pokeball. Yay. This Pokeball features the Bronzong. Very fun. For our second reverse hollow, we have a Slowpoke. Lovely little Slowpoke lounging on the beach side. It is always vacantly lost in thought, but no one knows what it is thinking about. It is good at fishing with its tail.
And for our final card of the evening, hey, it's another full art trainer, but at least it's a new one, which is nice. I'll have a lovely collection of all the full art trainers, at least. No SIRs yet, though.
This trainer is Mela, a fire type.
I actually have a really fun full art of hers that I pulled from a much older set.
This card in particular lets you use it only if one of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn. And you get to attach a basic fire energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. If you do, you get to draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. Very fun.
I love how she's standing kind of in front of this really pretty garden. Almost looks like a vineyard type garden. Unfortunately, it is from the G set, so this will actually be rotating out in March as well.
But still a very pretty card. Our supporter. We have our Slowpoke. for this